Thank you for coming. I am extremely nervous, so bear with me. I started doing art things when I was a child. Maybe sewing Barbie clothes was probably the first thing I ever did, and then I started getting into makeup and all of those things, and just kind of kept going along. During the first part of the COVID lockdown is when I got chickens. So I got chickens. My husband and I did a Bob Ross date night at home and made these lovely paintings. This was the first thing I ever painted. That was the first thing I ever painted. Believe it or not, we were watching the same thing, and that's what he painted. He wasn't really into it, so his looks angry. And then I decided that painting was not for me because it's hideous, and I did not pick up a brush again for 3 years. But in that time, I started keeping chickens, and then I bought a coloring book that had chickens in it and started coloring chickens. And then I decided I'd try to paint again. And here we are. These are all my chickens, most of them, or ones that I have used with permission. These are eggs from my ladies that I'm afraid they bring me so much joy, all of my chickens. My chickens and my heart are my two favorite things.
Do you name your chickens?
Sometimes. I have had some favorites. This little girl, she's a modern game bantam, and she has very long, sexy legs. I named her Naomi Campbell. Who else up here has a name? That's a friend of mine. His name's Bob. I've named them after TV characters. I've named them after song lyrics, rock stars, people I know. I've named them after, lots of people. They mostly have people names. I don't really know what else there is to say. I love animals and I love art, so I'm going to combine the two. And there's nothing else I'd rather do.
How many chickens do you have?
Currently, probably about 40. And that's actually way down from what I have had. We had a rough summer.
You don't have a personal relationship with all.
Not with all of them, no. There are select. I actually currently have one that's rehabbing in the house. So she's currently a favorite.
So how did you decide what you were going to paint with? What you decided?
Well, I tried. I started with oil, and I didn't. It's not enough instant gratification for me because the drying time is so long, and you have to wait so long between everything. I like to just do it. So then I started with acrylic, and I haven't really done anything else. I have dabbled with some abstracts and things like that, but I always come back to my chickens. Yeah, I make jewelry, I knit, I consider myself a pretty good chef. I actually have some jewelry and a knitted scarf over there. Yeah.
Do you paint every day?
Pretty much. I made myself take a break yesterday because I wore myself completely out. But I'm itching to get back over in my corner tomorrow.
Are you self-taught?
Yes, completely. 100%. 100%. I learned like basic color theory in beauty school. And I did makeup for a long time. And so I've learned about blending and things like that from doing those things.
Are there any artists in your family?
No?
So I want you to repeat the question because these people back here can't see. like I'm pushy. Repeat the question so they know what you're answering. Is that okay?
Oh,
So
okay.
what was her question? I just wondered if she had any artists in her.
Are there any artists in my family? No. No.
That was good.
Well, my mom was very creative, and I learned a lot watching her, you know, as far as, you know, sewing, makeup, cooking. I learned all that stuff from her.
When you paint your chickens, are you looking at your chickens? Are you just thinking about what they look like? You know, do you take pictures of them?
Well, these are all pictures that I have taken and turned them into some of the paintings. I have to have a photo to work from. And I do not draw. I usually trace my pictures, but they are my pictures, so I don't feel like that's really cheating.
Okay, good moms, you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Yes,
When you paint your chicken character,
I'm sorry.
when you paint your chicken character, did you think about your chicken is not a chicken? Did you think about
Turn
as a
them into something
metaphor-
else?
As a metaphor?
Character.
Did you think about as a personalized chicken-like character?
Yeah, I suppose so.
So how did you name those?
Sometimes I go by color. Their personalities, you know, sometimes I am really into a show and like somebody's name, so they get that name. There's not really a whole lot behind it. Yes.
We used to have chickens, and I learned they have personalities.
They absolutely have
Do you
personalities.
reflect that when you paint them?
Yes. You know, well, these two girls are a good example of that with their floofy hair. The name of this painting is Salon Gossip because they remind me of two ladies under the hairdryer, and this guy's keeps dropping. That's this one.
He's listening.
And having spent so many years in the salon, when I saw them sitting there, that's exactly what it looked like. It's two little ladies just sitting there having a session. Yes?
One thing my wife learned when one of our chickens got sick is to feed it chicken soup, and it actually got well.
Huh. Well, maybe I'll have to try that. I know they love to eat their own eggs.
They do.
Yeah. I take them out and smash them on the ground, and it's a frenzy. And I feed them to them, I feed them to pigs. Yes.
Where were you raised?
Kentucky? Why do you ask?
I'm always curious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my husband and I were both raised in Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
It's a beautiful state.
Yes.
Did y'all meet there?
Yes. We've known each other since I was about 5, probably 4 or 5.
That's a whole story.
That is a whole story. Yeah, in a nutshell, he was my brother's best friend. And he always loved me. He used to chase me with bugs and pull my hair. And we grew up, and here we are. And we just had our 10th anniversary.
Would you take down the picture with the music notes and tell us
Oh,
a
yes.
little bit about that painting?
And these boys. The name of this one is, oh, thank you. Yeah, the name of that one is Boy Band. And these are boys. And they actually don't have any of them anymore, but they are some more, they're the sexy leg boys. With their name height there. Full size, probably about this big, would you say? And they are the equivalent of a Chihuahua that thinks it's a pit bull. Is that accurate?
You have dogs and cats, or
We have 4 cats and 1 dog. They're all inside though. And our dog is an old blind pug and he doesn't do anything to anyone. And our cats don't care at all. We've got a chicken in the house right now and they're like, whatever. Yes.
When you painted this voice choir,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of music did you hear?
The Beatles.
What song?
I don't know. They reminded me of a boy band on an album cover is what they reminded me of. And that was a once in a lifetime picture. I'd never get shot like that again. And for every good picture that I take of them, I've probably taken 50.
Jim,
Yes.
now you have one over here in the my drive.
I do.
That one, this looks like the trace is on that one. Is that
Ish. Thank you.
It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, that is.
I'm super basic. I can. And I'm getting better with the drawing. I'm getting better.
Really?
I'm trying. I wish that I could draw like, what is the artist's name? With the people with the lyrics in their hair. Upstairs. Colored pencil.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish I could draw like that.
Tobin.
Yeah, I wish I could draw like that.
Oh, you're doing very well.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear how long you had been painting for.
I started this past November was a year, so a year and a few months.
I love that you take the photo and then you trace it and then you paint it. And I grew up as an artist and I just dive into anything and everything, which is to a fault, really. But
I'm saying.
I wish that there were more people that would have the faith to do what you have done, and that's just to dive in and try something new, and even just tracing, because I hear so many people say, I took 10, 11 years of life drawing, and they're like, oh my God, I'm like, it's so much practice, it's just practice.
I
didn't know
thank you.
how
I
to draw
appreciate that
anything
very
in
much.
there. But if kids or adults could know that they can just take a photo and trace it, because we don't really think like that.
It kind of took me a little while to figure that out. It started with coloring books, adult coloring books, and then I just kind of went from there.
There's just so much bravery in that I
Thank
think
you.
that more people should hear about that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah.
Same thing to supporting Trisha, Trisha's comment. To encouraging to everybody to do the artwork.
Absolutely.
The same way as if you learn a second or third or fourth language, and then you have a pressure. Oh, I can't speak. So start to speak as you can, and then you make mistakes. That's okay, and make more mistakes. That's okay. You will get correction, and then finally, and then finally you will reach a point when you will be able to show. When you show, you will get critique. Accept those critiques. Try to improve. And
Well, and
then-
as an artist, we're all our own worst critic,
That's
for
right.
sure.
So that is just my encouragement. As Trisha encouraged.
Absolutely, just jump right in.
Oh.
And that's kind of my approach to life. Just jump in and wing it. That's how I started with chickens and livestock and everything. I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, and Bob, I mean, Bob chicken, but I was thinking of Ross.
Yes, yes, and I've loved him since I was a little
Gotcha.
bitty kid, and I always was just in awe of what he did and wanted to do it, and finally tried, and it was a disaster, but I kept going.
I see some happy little trees.
Yeah, and then Brian's angry storm or whatever's happening over here. Yeah, these hang in our bedroom.
So glad you saved them and didn't try, as you grow in your art, you didn't try to go back and change those. Because those are happy memories.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it was fun. It was fun, especially if you've been stuck in the house for 2 weeks. Yeah, it was fun. Actually, getting the chickens was just heaven sent at that time. I had been thinking about getting them for 5 or 6 years, but I knew that most of their care and maintenance was going to be on me because he travels and stuff for work, and I was hesitant to make the commitment. And then when COVID hit and we went to the grocery store, there were no eggs. So I looked at him and said, how about those chickens? And within a week and a half or so, he had my first coop built, and I went to Tractor Supply and got my first 6.
Okay, and here is the coop.
Yeah, that's my coop builder. And we now have 3 coops, and we also have added pigs to the menagerie.
Oh boy, well, we have something to look forward to there, do we?
Maybe.
She just had 13 piglets.
Oh my.
One mother.
Oh my God.
One. And I think my other girl is having some too. Don't you know? They're black and white. Not spotty though, more like blocks of color. They're mixed breeds. They're so much fun. They are very, very smart. Yeah, they know who brings all the treats. And that's either me, occasionally him, or our friend Minette, who house sits for us. She's our critter sitter. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The chickens that are in the lineup, are those your naughty chickens?
Are they what?
Your naughty chickens?
Ah.
Are they lined up waiting for the butcher block or what?
Oh, no, none of them have, actually not all of those are mine. Some of those are pictures that I got from other people.
They do kind of look like they're in a police lineup.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
do.
Yeah, that was my goal. That was my goal. And they can be very bad.
They
I mean, they were a lot of fun.
If you make them angry, they have ways of getting back at
They do. They do. We can't have any flowers or anything back there. I had that one, I don't remember what it was, petunias, I think it was. It was so beautiful, and I came home from like the store or something one day, and it was like somebody took scissors and just cut it down.
Are your chickens free range?
Mm-hmm. Like they sleep in a coop at night, and then I let them out during the day.
Is it hard to get them in the coop?
No.
40 of them.
When the sun goes down, they go in. I don't really have to do anything.
You do have to watch out for hawks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Hawks, raccoons, coyotes, all the big bad wolves. Big bad wolves, Chicken Town. And we've had them all.
You lose very many predators,
More than I'd like.
but you still got 40.
Yeah. I mentioned to get some more.
Well, so how long do you ever eat them?
We do. We do.
How long did they live before that happened?
on the breed. I mean, I can go into a whole thing if you want me to. I can stand up here and talk about chickens for days. That depends on the breed. There are certain breeds that are bred specifically for meat, and those you can do at like 8 or 9 weeks. And they get really big, really fast. They're like friendly chickens.
So the lifespan of a typical chicken is what? How many, is it weeks or months or even a year?
Provided they don't get sick or injured or, swooped up by hawks or whatever, they can live years. Like 4 or 5 years. I've seen people that have had like 10-year-old chickens. And the eldest one I've got some probably.
My neighbor keeps chickens in the historic district.
Mhm.
She has girls, and the girls lay eggs. And then she has what she calls meaties.
Okay.
Meaties are bought as chicks. And I think they get to be a year old. And then they're meat.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me a while to get there. At first, it was there for eggs. We're only going to have girls. We're not going to have roosters. They're pets, and that's it. Within a year or so, we started sending them out and then just getting them back ready for the freezer. And then we decided that we would do that ourselves. So he built me a whole processing area, and we do it ourselves. Manette comes over and helps. I never in a million years, 10 years ago, if you had asked me if I could see myself where we would be in 10 years, this is not where it would have been. This is not where I would have thought I'd be in 10 years for sure. No, we kind of.
Okay, y'all can't hear that. It's probably the best that you cannot.
Back to life, honey. You gotta.
It's how to kill a chicken. So, thank you so much. I'm just saying, you chicken people need to blend with the art people. Buy more chickens. Do you have a question, Leslie?
One question just, as I see you are super busy with your chicken
Yes.
and all of the other animals. So how do you make time for your art?
Well, I am extremely fortunate to not have to have a job. So that gives me time. And I mean, the animals, I am with them, 30 minutes or an hour or so in the morning, and I, take breaks and go hang out with them and stuff a few times during the day, but they're not like, I'm not with them all the time. So I have plenty of time to be creative, and I'm extraordinarily thankful for that. Very, very thankful.